there's such a lack of knowledge that something really bad is happening. When this happens, you're going to have complete chaos, and you will have a depopulation event.
Yep.
You know, there will not be any type of currency that is convertible into a hard asset, because history shows whenever a currency is convertible, it converts. And then the next logical thought process is, and what about all the debt? Understand that the entire system, the foundation for the entire financial system is debt.
Bill Holter, a former Wall Street manager, holds the belief that once asset prices stabilize and become clear, the purchasing power of gold and silver will far exceed most people's expectations. He emphasizes that existing price projections for these precious metals are insufficient and likely too conservative, suggesting significant future upside potential for gold and silver. In a recent interview, Holter expressed concerns about central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, viewing them as a tool that could be used to control and enslave the population. In a system reliant on CBDCs, authorities could quickly shut off individuals' accounts, exerting immense control over financial transactions and personal wealth. To safeguard against these potential risks, Holter stresses the importance of having alternative assets like gold and silver that do not depend on digital systems and can be relied upon for spending, trading, and preserving value. Holter firmly believes that gold and silver cannot be bankrupted, particularly in a world facing widespread financial distress as governments accumulate excessive debt and undergo bankruptcy. Fiat currencies may lose their purchasing power rapidly. In contrast, precious metals like gold and silver historically retain their value over the long term, serving as a hedge against currency devaluation and financial turmoil. Addressing China's gold reserves, Holter suggests that the country holds far more gold than it officially declares. Given the pivotal role of gold reserves in determining a nation's financial strength and influence, this hidden reserve could have significant implications for the global economic power balance. Notably, China has been adding to its gold reserves for 8 consecutive months, driven by economic and geopolitical risks and a desire to reduce dependence on the U.S. dollar. Now, watch excerpts from Bill Holter's interview with the Market Sniper. Before we start, smash that subscribe button and remember to enable post notifications to stay updated on our latest uploads. Thank you and enjoy the video.
Well, blockchain is obviously going to come. That's where the governments want it to go. Yeah. And just understand that with the central bank digital currencies, that is, it's a way to enslave the population. For instance, the conversation you and I are having today would get our accounts shut off. And they have the ability to do that with a central bank digital currency. So it's important to not have, to have something other than a digital currency that you'll be able to rely on, use, spend, trade, barter, what have you. Just understand that with gold and silver, they cannot bankrupt. And the problem today is the world is going through a bankruptcy. And when all is said and done, we're going to look back and say, holy cow, governments went bankrupt and took the value of currencies with the bankruptcy of the governments. So the whole theory behind gold and silver, they're the only monies on the planet that cannot bankrupt in a bankrupting world. On cryptos. When the system goes down, what's to say the internet is still going to be up? That's the first thing. So are you going to be able to actually transfer your cryptos? And then secondly, are you going to be dealing with someone who will accept your cryptos? And I'm going to, the way I see it is in a system down scenario, we're going to get to the most basic of basics. And the most basic of basics is silver coin. And in the US, it would be junk silver because it's the smallest denomination of silver. I just think that once this thing goes belly up, and again, whether it's 2 weeks or 2 months or 6 months or God forbid more than that, we're going to go through a period of time that really the only things that are going to work are the most basic of basics. There's such a lack of knowledge that something really bad is happening. And even those who are in cities that understand there's a problem, they may not be able to put their finger on exactly what the problem is. But there's so many, the populations are so centered in cities that when this happens, you're going to have complete chaos and you will have a depopulation event.
Aluminum slid and nickel paired earlier gains after a package of U.S. sanctions omitted any major curbs on Russian industrial metals. The action announced on Friday included measures against more than 500 people and entities linked to Russia's war machine, but left the country's base metals industries unscathed. The two metals had been buoyed this week by expectations that the package might put pressure on supplies. Viscount Mining and Lux Network launched silver-backed NFTs. The collaboration between Viscount Mining and Lux Network isn't just about launching an advanced technological platform. It's a bold step towards democratizing the mining industry. By leveraging Lux's proprietary quantum-safe blockchain technology, this partnership makes it possible for anyone to invest in silver, transforming the way we think about asset ownership and investment. Now, we'll show you more clips, but first, subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss out on our daily videos.
You will have many people starve, and you will have a Mad Max scenario that makes the Mad Max movie look like a kindergarten show, because it's going to be every man for himself. You're going to have parents that will do anything in the world to feed their children. So what worries me is the population centers that are so packed that there's not enough. I mean, what's the alternative? What are they going to do? There is no answer to that. Then you've got to ask the question, okay, so how are these people and who are these people going to sell their condos and apartments inside cities to? And then the next logical thought process is, and what about all the debt that's on all those properties? I mean, look at Baltimore, look at San Francisco, and now we're just talking about commercial properties like hotels. These things are now have lost literally overnight more than 50% of their value, and in some cases more value than the debt that's on the property. So you've got upside down, there's no equity whatsoever. Who's going to eat the losses? So from a logistics standpoint, it's not a doable concept anyway.
Yes.
And all of the countries switched all of their local currencies into euros, and thus it began. And I think that's the model probably that the BRICS are going to use. Initially, it will just be a digital currency used between nations strictly to settle trade. And at a later date, it could be a year from now, it could be 5 years, could be 7 or 10 years from now, there will be a BRICS currency that's used in the streets. Now, whether that's digital or paper, I don't know. I suspect they're going to want to do digital too, because, they're governments and they want to control the people just like the Western governments do.
What do you think of today's show? Will gold massively surge as the BRICS master plan continues? Will Bitcoin crash? Post in the comments section down below your opinions. Thanks for watching the video till the end, and watch this one because you'll love it. I see you on the other side.